I'm highly thankful to all of you who have joined in this webinar and spared your time, a precious time, to attend this webinar. This will be a very informative and useful webinar for all of you. I am highly thankful to the CBSE who has given us this platform of HOL, Hub of Learning, where we can share our learning with each other, with other schools, with all students of my surrounding schools. It's a very, very good platform. I am Dr. Umesh Thamija, and I will be now discussing about the food adulteration. Food adulteration. What is this? Food adulteration. I hope most of the students here are from the grade 9 to 12, and teachers are also there in this webinar. Food, you know. What is food? That we know. Adulteration means what? Adulteration means anything that is either removed from the food or added to the food to make it more eye-appealing, more attractive, and to increase its volume for the monetary benefit. Very interesting thing, monetary benefit. Here we have an economical part of it also. Right? So today I will be discussing about the food adulteration. This food adulteration, in this food adulteration, what we do, what normal people do, they add certain things, certain chemicals which are harmful for our body. So I will be now discussing all those tests, how we can test the presence of some food adulterant in our food, so that we should not consume it. Right? It should be, rather adulterated food should be banned in India. Right? Government has also taken some preventions, some action they have also taken. There is a food PFA, Food Protection Act 1955. According to this act, a legal act, that any type of replacement, any type of addition of impurity to the food, or this will be illegal, and if any person is found guilty, any trader and a businessman who is in the food industry is found guilty of food adulteration, he will be punished. Capital, right? It can be jail also. But right now our point of discussion is not about that technical part. Our point of discussion is, the food has come in my house. Is the food pure? Can I eat it? Is it good for my body? Before we consume any food material, it must be tested. So starting with it, now we are going to demonstrate different tests that we can do at home. It does not require any sophisticated lab. At home you can do it. Right? Are you ready to learn? Let me know. Write in the chat, yes. If you're super excited to learn the testing of food adulteration, write in the chat, yes, I'm ready. I'm waiting for a response. It should be a two-way interaction between you and me. Write in the chat, I'm waiting for a response. Me and my team is waiting for a response. Write in the chat, I'm ready to learn something new. Yes, I'm waiting, yeah. Write in the chat, write it fast. You got a response? Yeah, that's good. We have got a response. You are ready. I'm highly happy that all of you have your scientific bent of mind. Good. So, first thing is adulteration in milk. Milk is considered one of the most nutritious food. But unfortunately, in today's era, today's time, this milk has been adulterated. It is not less than a slow poison. I will tell you how. First of all, it is adulterated with water. Second thing, these days we are having the fake, artificial milk. I am focusing upon that. Because addition of the water to the milk is not harmful. Rather, it is only increasing the volume. It will be only a monetary benefit for the businessman. But for health point of view, some companies, some dairy products people are providing us a fake artificial milk. Let's understand how we can test whether the milk that is given to me is pure milk or it is artificial milk. So here I have milk that is pure milk. It is pure milk. Pure milk means I got it directly from the animal, cow or buffalo or goat. Directly from it. It is pure milk. But if the milk is artificial, how do they make? They add detergent and low quality oil and add some glucose to it and just shake it. It gives an appearance of the milk, and you cannot judge whether it is a pure milk or it is an artificial milk. So here I have another milk that I have made an artificial milk. I have made an artificial milk. Yes. How the dairy product people are making this artificial milk, the same way I created this artificial milk in my lab. And now I'll tell you how to test whether how is this artificial. I told you the composition of the milk is detergent and oil. I'll test here the presence of the detergent here. So what I do is, if I take a test tube here and add small amount of milk, and now you add little bit of water to it. I added water and now you shake it. I'm just shaking it now. When I shake it, you can find a thick layer of, you can see the thick layer of the lather above it. This lather is due to the detergent. Detergent, when you dissolve in water, shake it, it gives lather. The same lather is there in this sample of milk. It means detergent is there in this sample of milk. So if I shake it, it gives a thick layer of detergent form. But if I do the same experiment with my pure sample of the milk here I have a pure sample which I have got directly from the animal, cow or buffalo or goat, and if I now shake it, it is giving a very thin layer of the foam or invisible layer of the foam here. Right? This is a conformity test that this sample of the milk contains detergent. This sample contains detergent. It is an artificial milk. Another thing that dairy people adulterate the milk with starch to show that it is a thicker milk. It contains more fat. So practically what do they do? They basically add starch to it and make it thick. High viscosity milk. So we find, okay, it's a thicker one, it's more fat, it must be good. But actually it contains only starch. So let us understand how to detect the starch in the given sample of milk. So here what we have, here I have got iodine solution from my lab. For you people who is testing the milk at home, they can get tincture of iodine from any medical shop. They can take tincture of iodine from any medical shop, it is easily available. So here I have a pure sample of milk on the right hand side, and this is the milk which contains starch. It has been made thick only to show that it is having more fat content. If we add just a drop of this iodine, you can take tincture of iodine from the medical store and add it here and shake it. Initially it becomes yellow, and now it must turn to blue if it is having a starch in it. I will wait for a minute. and I add iodine solution to this one. It will become a little bit yellow here. It will be pure milk. No. But if it contains starch, then it is turned blue. So I think sample is this one, I think. Let me check the sample here. Let me check. Okay, I have another sample of milk. I'll bring it back. Wait a minute, please. So I'm just arranging one impure sample of milk. So that will be very clear that when we add iodine solution to a milk which contains starch, that will give blue color. And it is a conformity test. It is a conformity test of the presence of starch. Yes, thank you. So here I have added the tincture of iodine, and now it is turning out to be a little bit blue. The blue tinge is coming, and that blue tinge indicates the presence of starch in it. So this is, we have the testing of the adulterated milk. Two tests I have shown here. Number one, test of the presence of detergent, and number two, test of the presence of the starch. Now, milk is basically a controversial food these days. Let me tell you, according to latest research, the milk is a controversial food these days because of many reasons. Number one, it is adulterated. It is no more a good, nutritious food for the human consumption. Latest research in the chemistry also shows that the casein is basically a protein that is present in the milk. It has similar chemical structure as that of the insulin secreted by the pancreas. When you take milk, pancreas releases insulin to digest the sugar. Now our body gets confused what to digest. Casein from the milk or the insulin. It digests both. The body is confused. It means the purpose of the insulin is no more. The insulin will no more digest the sugar, and that will be a problem. We call it diabetes. The insulin is not digesting the sugar, and that is the disease known as the diabetes. So basically, milk is now responsible for the diabetes. So it is controversial. Still, it is a part in the research. And we have got this information from the latest research paper published in the Royal Society of Chemistry. That where I got all this information. Okay, so I leave up to you whether you take the milk or not. It's up to you, right? But I have told you the scientific fact why we should stop consuming milk, right? Okay. Now here, oh great, fruits. Everybody is happy, huh? Fruits. Mosami. Have you heard from this mosami or a fruit wala? ले लो इसमें बिल्कुल मीठा जूस निकलेगा. बिल्कुल मीठा जूस निकलेगा. Sure, the person speaks so confidently. And if you go to that tarbooj wala, watermelon, he claims that in this watermelon, the pulp will be red and it will be sweet with so much confidence. He says, how is it possible one can say with confidence? If he himself has added something to it, he can say, okay, I have added the red color into it, I have added sugar to it. Now it certainly contains sugar in it. It is sweet. It must be red. But from the nature of it is coming, we cannot say anything what is inside that watermelon. Right? Only yesterday I bought this mosami from the fruit vendor. And asked him, कैसा है? मीठा है? He said, बिल्कुल मीठा निकलेगा. अगर मीठा ना निकले तो वापस कर देना. How confident? So basically what did we do? they inject saccharin, artificial sweetener, and a color in the fruit. How? Very important. This is the saccharin and the color in this injection. In the syringe, I have saccharin and a color. What I do? They just take it out and inject slowly into this. As they inject this syrup, the saccharin will be homogeneously distributed in this whole fruit, and the color will be what we want. If I want yellow color, then I'm adding yellow color. Azodite, it's azodite. And those students who are the science and doing the grade 12, they might have studied the chapter of the amines. Azodite is nitrogen retaining compound, orange color dye, very harmful. It is a carcinogenic. When I say carcinogenic means it is a cancer causing. That chemical basically activates the oncogenes that activate the cancer cells to grow. Similarly, in that tarbooj wala, inject this erythrocin B. Erythrocin B is a chemical that I got it from the chemical lab. This is injected in the watermelon and it becomes red and sweet because it contains the saccharin also. Saccharin is an artificial sweetener. So, if the fruit vendor claims such type of things, ये तरबूज बिल्कुल मीठा निकलेगा, श्योर मीठा निकलेगा और रेड मिलेगा, बिना काटे बना सकता है, डोंट बाय दैट. Naturally, if you get watermelon naturally and cut it, it may be red, it may be light red, it may be pink, it may be white also. That is healthy. But if the fruit vendor claims that मीठा निकलेगा, don't buy it. Now, another adulteration. I have two samples of bananas here. Can you see that? If I am showing you these two bananas, right hand side banana and left hand side banana, which one would you like to buy? Which one would you like to buy? Write in the chat. Left or right? I'm waiting for response. Left or right? Yes, sir. Have you got the response? I'm waiting for response. I have two samples. Right hand side banana, right R. Left hand side banana, right L. I'm waiting for response. Have you got response? Most of the students are saying right hand, left. Yes. Why are we saying left? Two reasons. It seems to be fresh. It is bigger one. And it seems that inside, if I open it, it will give a good pulp. Okay. Why have you rejected this? Oh, bad shade, bad color, must be rotten. Yes or no? This is the reason that you have rejected this one. Now, the reality. इस बनाना को कैल्शियम कार्बाइड के प्रेजेंस में पकाया गया है. कैल्शियम कार्बाइड, when dissolved in water, आपने केमिस्ट्री में पढ़ा है ग्रेड 11 हाइड्रोकार्बन, कैल्शियम कार्बाइड प्लस वाटर इट गिव एसिटाइलिन, एंड एसिटाइलिन इज द राइपनिंग एजेंट. तो इसको आर्टिफिशियली पकाया गया है. दिस इज नेचुरली राइपेंड फ्रूट. हाउ टू डिस्टिंग्विश? केले वाले के पास मिलेगा हाउ टू डिटेक्ट कि नेचुरली कौन सा पका हुआ है. आई एम गिविंग यू टू इंपॉर्टेंट टिप्स. Number one, more yellow, artificially ripened. Less yellow. It will have a brown spot over it. Can you see the brown spot over here? And it will have a black spot over here. Black spot, naturally ripened. Brown spot, artificially ripened. Third point, this part, the stalk part, dental, जिससे कि connected होता है पूरे गुच्छे के साथ. ये वाला पार्ट येलो या ग्रीन होगा. दिस पार्ट विल बी ब्राउन, विल बी ब्लैक if it is naturally ripened. So 3 tips I am now giving you how to detect the natural ripened fruit or artificial ripened fruit. right? Got it now? If you have got this tip, understood it, please write in the chat, I understand. Write in the chat, write in the live chat, I understand. My dear students, if you have any query, any question, please write in the live chat. At the last 10 minutes, we will be giving all the answers. All answers. Have you got the response, sir? Please write in the chat if you have understood how to identify which is artificially ripened fruit and which is naturally ripened fruit. Understood. That's good. Thanks for your response. Now, my favorite fruit, grapes. My favorite fruit, grapes. It contains ascorbic acid. It contains vitamin C, right? And good for the gums, good for the skin, good for the glow. Anti-aging agent. It keeps me young, right? My age, whatever it is, but I look 20 years younger because I eat grapes every year. From the month of November to the March. This is naturally available, right? But if you see it very closely, please show it little closely here. I got this today morning only from the fruit vendor. Can you see the white? Something sprayed over it. Can you see? This white thing, right? What is this white thing? Why is sprinkled over it? And what is this actually? Actually, this fruit was cut from the plant 1 week ago, 1 week before. What do you think if I pluck a fruit from the plant 1 week before, it will be as fresh it is? Possible? No, not possible. How have they got this fresh? Even after 1 week, it is as fresh as in today morning they got it plucked from the tree. What they do? They apply wax and diphenylamine, DPA, very important, DPA, diphenylamine. This fruit is dipped in the solution of diphenylamine. There's a thin layer over it, this white color, thin layer over it. It keeps the moisture inside. It keeps the consistency of the fruit for long time. If you use it, if you consume it as such, what will happen? This DPA, diphenylamine, reacts with the atmospheric nitrogen. Plus 2 students, those who are doing the plus 2 with the chapter of amines, organic chemistry, you have done this reaction in the organic chemistry. That diphenylamine reacting with the nitrogen, it gives a nitrosolamine. And nitrosolamine is a poisonous substance. This will first of all upset your stomach. Then it will affect the kidney because the product is so big, the molecule is so big that it cannot be filtered by the kidney. Very harmful. So what you do, what the prevention here is, whenever you bring fruit or vegetable, at your place, dip it in sodium bicarbonate solution, metha soda, for 15 to 20 minutes. All the chemical that is super coated on the surface only, that will be removed. At least you will be saved 98% from such type of deadly disease. Right. Please bring the next sample. I will show you something more. But before I show you something more, I have my students who are trained in detecting the adulteration in food. So I invite my student Prachi. Prachi, please come and demonstrate the demonstration of adulteration in salt. Yeah, common salt. The common salt, Tata Namak, Desh Ka Namak, is it pure or not? I am doubtful about it. Or any other salt, I am not giving any name. Yes, Prachi, please come on the main screen and demonstrate how to detect the adulteration in common salt.
Good morning everyone. I am Prachi of 11th grade from Drishti. So today I am going to perform an experiment under the guidance of Dr. Umesh Thameja. So here I have two salt samples.
Prachi, speak loudly, audience should be able to hear.
So here we see that we get a true solution, which means no precipitates are formed and salt got completely dissolved in water. Now let's do the same with another sample. So here we can see that even after stirring there are some precipitates. These precipitates are basically the chalk powder. Chalk powder is made up of calcium carbonate, which is very harmful for our health. Otherwise, calcium carbonate is very cheap as compared to sodium chloride, but it is harmful for our health as if calcium carbonate gets stuck in our kidney, that it can even cause stone in the kidney. So we must not consume a salt which contains calcium carbonate. We must consume the pure salt. Thank you.
Thank you, Prachi. It was a good demonstration, Prachi. Very good. Now I call upon Pavni Bansal, who will demonstrate the adulteration in chili powder. Chili powder. Everybody likes chili, spicy fruit golgappa. So my favorite is golgappa. But how chili, how pure it should be, let us see.
Good morning everyone. I am Pavni of class grade 11 from Drishti Public School. I am going to demonstrate the experiment to test the impurities present in red chili. I am having two samples of red chili, sample A and sample B. Now I will add sample A in water. You will see that sample A it got suspended particles, but color of sample A is somewhat red. Now I will add sample B in water. You will see the color of sample B. Sample B contains impurities as it contains an adulterated chili powder, as it is permitted by Food Corporation of India and FSSAI. No doubt it is given by Food Corporation, but it contains benzenoid which causes cancer. So we should avoid an adulterated salt as it contains impurities and not good for our health. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Prachi. It was a nice demonstration. It's very clear that if the food is eye appealing, bright, good looking, it does not mean it's good for the health. Right? So, Harkamal, please bring that vegetable part. Now, I'll show how our vegetables are adulterated. Let's go. Only today morning, I got these vegetables from the market, and I have got two samples here. I had two Shimla mirch, capsicum. One is from my terrace garden, another from the market. Two radish, this one from my terrace garden, this from the market. Okay, I'm showing you these two. If I give you option, which one would you buy? Right hand side or left hand side? Which radish you will buy? I'm waiting for this. Right or left? Right in the chat. right or left? I want you to participate in this webinar